Welcome back to This Week in Agribusiness, ladies and gentlemen. Innovation continues in agriculture, and it continues at a number of different companies all throughout the ag value chain. One of those companies is Central Life Sciences. Joining me now is John MAYS. He serves as the Senior Director for Grain and Specialty Ag Products. John, thanks for talking with us.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Now, let's talk a little bit about Central Life Sciences. What all does the company do, and what markets do you guys work in?
Yeah, it's quite extensive. We cover everything from cattle to home pets to grain and specialty, and that's a broad division within itself. We cover everything from turf grass to ornamental, and the largest portion of our business unit is the post-harvest storage component, which protects grains, whether it's corn, rice, wheat, and it's growing in popularity. A lot of growers are seeing that they need help as they try to protect their grains so that they can store it longer, so they have better chances of capitalizing on market trends that happen when they're able to store it longer and have a chance to watch for markets when they increase.
That's a great point. Stored grain is like a savings account, but that's only true if the grain is in the same condition when you take it out as when you put it in. So let's talk about those products you have for row crop farmers. How is CLS working to make this grain stay in condition?
Right. So we have a couple of products that are used widely throughout the U.S. and one of them is Gravista. This product comes in a dry and a liquid form, depending on if you have limited water on your farm, if you're doing on-farm storage, we have a dry formulation. A lot of growers use that, and a lot of growers set up mini spray rigs that can apply this product directly to the grain as it's coming out of the field. The second product is it's called Diacon, and it's just a one AI product that's a insect growth regulator, and it stops the population from breeding within the grain mass, and it really helps to protect that grain long term.
All right. And so those products are out there. They've been out there for years. What have you seen from the growers who have been utilizing them on the ground?
Yeah, and it's funny. We over the last couple of years, we've seen the number of growers from Midwest states and the Great Northern Plains. Those calls have become very frequent because growers are having to store a little bit longer, and temperatures are, getting a little warmer and staying warmer throughout the U.S. and it causes bug populations to increase within their, silos. So we've seen a lot of areas that typically have not had bug problems that are now having an issue, and a lot of it's market timing, but a lot of it is the population and bugs throughout the U.S. They're heading north, and in the South we've had a problem for years, and growers are used to fighting that problem, but throughout the Eastern Corn Belt, Central Corn Belt, and then out west, growers are really seeing benefits to using these products.
For those growers in the Northern Corn Belt who maybe haven't dealt with bugs before, maybe it's a recent phenomenon, what should they be watching in their stored grain as evidence that, whoa, there's an insect problem here I need to control?
Right. And frequent monitoring and taking samples and watching, making sure that, your bins before harvest are clean, and you've done all the sanitation efforts that you can. Doing a pre-bin spray with one of these products is really good, especially Gravista. It comes in a quart size now, so growers can get that readily at their local retailer and do some front end work that will save them a lot of time and effort and potential rejections when they go to deliver later in the year.
Oh, let's talk about what kind of benefits come with grain protection. You mentioned some of the obvious ones right there. You got clean grain, you're able to deliver a clean product. But over time, do these advantages start to pile up?
Oh, absolutely. For the longest time, and I've been in agriculture my whole life, we've looked at grain damage. It's a problem with maybe the corn head caused some damage, or the lack of weight was truly just a moisture component as the grain dried down. what we've seen in our trials and the USDA and other people we've worked with, universities throughout the US, we have found that a lot of loss in the dry matter that happens with grain is caused directly by bugs. And growers need to understand that honestly, they don't see it because when they load it into the bin, they don't have really an accurate weight, but when they deliver, that's when they're losing because the damage has already been done. So when you deliver, there's no real accurate count as to how much you've actually lost. But we've seen studies where anywhere from 5 to 20% of the grain, depending on how long it's stored, can be lost because of bug damage.
That is a huge, huge impact. John, if we've got viewers who want to stop bugs from literally eating their yield, where would you send them for more information from Central Life Sciences?
So you can go to bugfreegrains.com, or you can check with your local retailer and they can help you get that information and help you ultimately save money. It's a great product.
It's a great product, and now is the time we need to protect every bit of that farm margin as we can. John MAYS from Central Life Sciences, thank you so much for joining us here this week.
Thank you.
Folks, leave it here. We'll have more right after this.